What's up, YouTube? Jewfy here. Today's video comes from Just Pearly Things, titled Cool Auntie Schools Modern Woman. I don't need a man. So I'm guessing that there will be one lady on this couch that don't thinks they need a man or something, and the cool auntie in the blue is gonna school them. Shout out to the OG. But yeah, before I start the video, don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Now let's get into this. I might not play this full 8 minutes. I don't know, but we'll see.
Why does a woman need a man?
That's what I mean. They just don't realize it yet. Because you try surviving on your own without a...
Okay, and I'm stopping it early, but let me just say one thing really quick. If a girl is asking you why does a woman need a man, and she's genuinely asking that question, I don't think she's ready. I don't think she's ready for one. Because a woman is ready to be married and things like that, be in a serious relationship, understands how important a man is, how important men are, especially if you want to have a family, raise your kids in an environment that is what's the word I'm looking for? What's the words? Congruent with God's planning of raising a family, if that makes sense.
A man. You cannot wake up in the morning and go through your whole day without having to rely on a man for something.
Like what?
Like everything around us.
Wherever you go, you get...
Like what? See, she has no idea. She has no idea. Like, she's genuinely asking these questions because she doesn't even know. She hasn't discovered or realized the importance of men yet.
Your petrol, wherever you go and you get the bus, whether you the clothes that you wear in the shop, the designer, you cannot get through life without a man.
Men built the world. Like they do all of the hard jobs in society, everything that makes the infrastructure run.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying we don't need men. That's not my view at all. But I just feel like this is like that term left over. I feel like the things you're saying and the over-reliance on men, that's what perpetuates that view, because it makes it seem like a woman literally can't survive without a man. And I feel like you're linking that, like one thing you mentioned earlier.
Well, I don't want to, this is just my opinion. I don't want to say that a woman can't survive without a man, but I don't think women are built and optimized biologically for survival the way that men are. We're stronger, we're faster, usually think a little bit quicker on our feet, better under pressure. And this isn't to downplay women. It's just a general truth, because all men aren't big, strong, fast thinking, and good on their feet and good under pressure. That's not what I'm saying. All women aren't bad at those things, but generally we're optimized for survival. But we need to be the best way to survive is together as families. So we're both important. We need each other.
Mm-hmm. You said that there's a link between divorce rates and when women were able to get access to birth control. And I feel like in terms of marriage, like when you're equating marriage with that's when a woman's going to have kids.
I'm sorry. I didn't even need to pause to say this, but them eyelashes, ladies, you don't need to have eyelashes that long to be pretty.
And she's going to take some of the man's income in that sense. I feel like I've lost my point now. I forgot what I said to begin with.
You say a lot of I feel like. There's a lot of feelings. Is there any, do you come from a place of logic, or is this all feeling?
What do you think is feeling?
What
do you think is feeling?
No, because you say, I feel like. Okay, so I was just wondering if you're saying that.
I know some dudes give girls a lot of crap for saying I feel like, but if I'm being honest, I say that too. I say that too a lot. And I don't mean to. It just kind of comes out. Like, I probably mean to say I think that, but I just say I feel like for some reason.
You want me to say I know?
No, I don't know. Is it all feeling? If you tell me it's feeling, then it's feeling.
I don't think it's feeling. This is what I mean. I feel like women have... what do you want me to say?
That's just how girls talk. It's how girls talk.
Yeah, what do you want me to replace it?
Go.
So, from what you said about divorce rates and birth control, I feel like that's where women have gained power in terms of they're not burdened financially. So they're free to leave.
And I'm sorry to cut it off again, but just another quick point I want to make. I think that women, we've strayed so far away from, bad times and wars and, tribalism and raiding villages and all this stuff. We've strayed so far from that. And you know, they've tried their best to make the world an equal playing field for men and women, that now in the world that we live in, because we aren't in those dire type of situations, those dystopian type of situations, women don't understand the necessity of having a man. But whereas back in those days, it was okay, somebody, like, let's just imagine there's a family, there's a war happening and the family's deciding who leaves or goes. Well, it probably wasn't much of a discussion, but the man has to go fight. So they both need each other, because there's a war happening. The man has to go fight it. That man is fighting for his family. He's fighting for his wife. He's fighting for his kids, his nation, his tribe, whatever. And the woman is staying home, nurturing the kids, feeding the kids, you know, doing work around the yard or the house or whatever. We both play roles. It's not like we both need each other. Just simple as that.
Leave marriages. And I feel like that's another reason why I said I feel like our generation is changing. So we are becoming more independent, because it's not the same. Like, no offense, but like compared to now and 30 years ago, the amount of women that are educated, and then because they're more educated, they have access to higher paying roles. And
more debt though. They have more debt.
Okay, but I would say what leaves women in a bad place financially is kids. And because we have access to birth control now, that's what I mean by I feel like we have power.
She said what leaves women in a bad place financially is kids. I disagree with that. There's a lot of things that could leave a woman or anybody in a bad situation. Consumer debt, school debt, just not being financially responsible. Like, I don't, kids, I mean, I kind of understand what she's saying with that, but not 100%.
Power. And I wouldn't go to the extreme of saying a woman needs a man, but I wouldn't also go to the extreme of saying a woman can't live without a man. I feel like there's an in-between, but you shouldn't use extremes.
I think it's extremely easy to say that. All right, then, if you was young, and then you had a child, and then you say you didn't need the man, you'd be all right raising a child on your own, because you wouldn't need a man. You just got your child. Whereas you might not think that you need a man when you've got a child, but actually you do. But you won't realise that until you see the consequences through your life and through your child's life. Because when women have children, it's all right to say, I'm going to leave the marriage, because you're going to leave the marriage with the child, the house, the car, his money. You don't have to work again. So when you're saying that women have the power from like way back when, because I'm the oldest, so way back when in my day, when I had to go to, when you go to school and they say, what do you want to do when you grow up? And you go and see the officer. 2 things I wanted to be, either a housewife or a lorry driver. And she told me those are the 2 most stupid things she ever heard and come out that room. And all through my life, all I wanted to be was a housewife. And all of my friends thought it was crazy. That was the worst.
Yeah, and I think it's a shame that other women put women down that want to be a housewife and that want to prioritize their family. It's not just about prioritizing a man, it's about prioritizing your family. Everybody doesn't want to be rich. Everybody doesn't want to work. Everybody doesn't want to be a CEO or work at a corporate office. Some people for some women, family is the main thing that makes them, that puts them at peace, that makes them happy. People have different goals. Don't put people down because they don't want to do what you want them to do or what you think they should do. Let everyone choose freely without criticism.
Job ever. But some of the most successful couples I know is with the woman at home, because the man brings everything in, but I can see you smiling as a young person. There's nothing wrong being a housewife and having your side hustle.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, just because you're a housewife, it's 2020. Being a housewife doesn't mean that you have nothing at all to do. You could, like she said, you could pick up plenty of side hustles and still watch your kids and take care of your kids and take care of your family and take care of your house. It's possible.
You can have your side hustle. You can have your own business. You can have your own law firm. You can have everything like that. and still be a housewife. And when young people look at it like, oh, there's something wrong being a housewife, wait till you're 35 and you're on your own and there's no man and it's just you and your pets. And then you're going to think, I've got my degree, I've traveled, I've done this, I've got my house, I've got my business. Who are you going to travel with? Your old friends, your old female friends. Because nobody of any status is going to want to travel with you, especially if you've got children. So you might think that things were different back in the day, but things were actually better back in the day because people got married. I am one person, I believe in till death do you part. You shouldn't be allowed to get divorced. Somebody should have to die before you get divorced because that's what it says, till death do you part. And if
Yeah, and I also believe too that because of just so much negative media about men and toxic masculinity and things of that nature, I think a lot of girls are just scared to fully commit to a relationship. And the same thing goes for men too. You know, men hear a lot of stuff about, you know, most women aren't wife material or whatever. And most men don't want to commit either, but that's just the dating marketplace now. That's where we are at. But one thing I always say is that you can't let someone else's anecdotal experience, or you can't even let statistics every time be the judge of what you're gonna do. If you find a woman, if you're a man, a competent man, knows what he wants a family. If you find a woman that checks all your boxes, meets all your standards, I don't see why you wouldn't or couldn't possibly take the risk to marry that woman, because there's strength in marriage. You know, and again, for men, I understand that it's scary to even talk about marriage. Think about marriage in America, where the laws are so, you know, tilted against us. But I don't know, man. If there's a dent or impact I can make on the world, it would definitely be to bring families back together, because I just think it's so important. But 5 minutes and 10 seconds in, I'm not gonna play the whole video. That's it for today, you guys. I hope you liked it. Don't forget on your way out to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.